Good morning. It's 9 a.m. I know. Gay people, dogs, and an LGBTQ plus show at 9 a.m.? Well, that's why I'm still in bed. I'm FayWhat, and I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we are live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand. It's Monday, August 1st. Welcome to the FayWhat Show. So let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What did you think I was talking about? He is pretty hunky though. Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. This morning I'm joined by my guy, gay, pal, model, and burlesque performer, Damien Lenore. You can find him on Instagram at Return of Babylon. Good morning, Damien, and welcome to Faye's Bed.
Good morning.
How are you, sweetheart?
Good. How are you?
Good. How was your weekend? I know you had a big weekend. It was somebody's anniversary. Something was going on.
Yes,
What?
the Boylesque show at the pub was the 1 year anniversary.
Congratulations. Can you believe it's been a year, bro? Like, how is that even possible?
I thought it was longer, and it wasn't.
Wow.
But we had like a show, and we did a couple of like group productions there and stuff like that. And it was really cute.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what did I do? I went to the Gays, Girls, and Days prom at the Arts Center over the weekend. I had a big, beautiful prom dress, and I brought my own crown. Just in case. Listen, just in case they weren't going to crown me, I was going to bring my own crown. Hello, I stole one of your mom's. She's got too many anyway. I'm just saying. Anyway, there's a lot of interesting things going on this week in the LGBTQ plus community. Damien, let's kiki on some of them right now.
Let's do it.
First, why is it that people just assume that someone is a top or bottom based on how masculine or effeminate they are? That's ridiculous. So footage is circulating back around from 2013 where RuPaul's Drag Race guest judge Ross Matthews is on the Howard Stern show. And at one point, Howard discusses that he assumes Ross is a bottom because of his voice. But the ultra flamboyant comedian sets him straight. Or should I say he sets him gay.
It didn't matter who is doing it. So Ross, how long did you wait before you met up with a guy, and I don't know if it took him anally or however you did it orally?
Why would you think took?
Why not? It's exciting.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't I be the big top?
That's true. Right. That's true. You would be a bottom, I would think.
Wait, no, Howard.
Bottom, right?
No.
Please.
I mean, you're not. You just get. But please.
Please, I would bet the farm you're a bottom.
No. I mean.
Kiki number one, Ross Matthews is our favorite blouse. Feminine top. What are we all talking about?
I feel like that's also like a very annoying question to ask somebody. Like, I wouldn't go up to a straight person and say like, oh, what's your favorite sex position? You know what I mean? It's kind of really none of anyone's business.
It's
first
not.
off.
It's not.
And second off, you can't make assumptions on somebody's sexual activity preferences based on their mannerisms
At all.
And how they present themselves.
At all. And I love Ross Matthews for setting Howard straight.
Yeah.
No pun intended, or pun intended, because Howard Stern always comes across like he knows it all.
Mm-hmm.
So to teach him something, I love that. And God, and you're right. Like now that I'm thinking about it, how come we allow that question to still happen?
We shouldn't, because it's really inappropriate.
And it's been so long. And it's like, and we laugh and we kind of grin and bear it. Like, me and my wife have been together for a couple of years now, and somebody will say, so, again, two girls. So who's the girl and who's the boy? What in the living F? Like, you don't ask that to someone.
Yeah.
And the funniest part about that question is that I don't even know the answer to it. You know what I mean? because it's like, well, depends on the day, depends what's going on.
But you know what's always a good answer is
none of your damn business.
What made you think it was appropriate to ask me that question?
That's right.
Honestly, I'd like to know.
No. You're absolutely right. Because if our platform is to educate wherever we go, we talk about that all the time, you know, to just break barriers and educate people so they don't say idiotic things. That should be my answer instead of, you know, sometimes you just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so sometimes you're just like, ha ha ha, funny. And then we just kind of like continue with another conversation.
That's not a rude answer. It's not nasty or accusatory, but at the same time, it will make somebody question like, why do I think it's okay to walk around asking people about their sex life that I just met?
And then maybe the next time that thought comes to their mind, they won't do it because of you saying, why did you think that was okay? Yeah. Right? Huh. See? God, he's so smart. Damien is just so damn. Next, Charles Barkley is a basketball legend. He was a top player for years and years and even played for the U.S. Olympic team. So he has always spoken his mind and has frequently said that athletes should not be role models. So that being said, he sure made us all feel good when he recently stood up for the LGBTQ plus community while at Harvey's Lake Tahoe. In a video that has recently gone viral, he tells the crowd, quote, if you're gay, if you're transgender, I love you. And if anyone gives you any shit, tell them Charles says, fuck you, end quote.
I want to say this. If you're gay and transgender, I love you. Hey, and if anybody gives you shit, you tell them Charles said, fuck you.
Ooh, I cursed. Kiki number 2, Charles Barkley is standing up for the LGBTQ plus community. What do we love about this?
I think that's really awesome.
I think that's incredible.
You don't really expect like a legendary sports player to come to the defense of our community.
Right? Like, there's this thing in media, there's this thing in the world that you feel that like people only come out and stand up for our community when it affects them, right? If they do have, like Dwayne Wade is like such a huge supporter of our community because of his incredible child who is trans.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that's the reason, okay? But I'm saying that did elevate his platform with us, you know, and now it's stronger than ever. For Charles Barkley, by what I know, he doesn't have an LGBTQ plus child or anything like that. He has no need to support us, yet he still did.
Because he's just not an asshole.
But something so simple like that, why are most people are assholes? Then that's what it is, right? Because this period, Damien just goes, because he's not an asshole. Period. That's it. Terminamos el punto. I always love when I say Spanish. He has no idea what the hell I'm saying, yet he still reacts.
I'm
not adorable, right?
It's context. I'm picking up the context clues like back in when I took French class.
Next, the year. Well, you know that it wasn't French. That wasn't French, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I did know that.
He's like back when I was in French class. You know, I'm like, oh damn. Wow.
Just after you said how smart I was, I'm like, pardon my French.
He is so smart. Next, the year 2010. The magazine Teen Vogue. The fashion advice, get a GBF. Yes, a gay best friend. In the 2010s, gay best friends were both the sitcom joke and the prize for many a straight girl. Was it good to make gays into tokens? Did it offer them safety or just make them feel like an object? Damien, you look like you would have been someone's GBF. Kiki number 3, everyone needs a GBF today. What are we all talking about? What do you think about this?
I think it kind of, maybe at one point it served a purpose, but I think at this point it's kind of objectifying.
Kind of tokeny?
Yeah. I don't like that, but I never really was anyone's that because I was like weird.
Because you hung out with the goth and the theater people already, so you were already with the gays already.
You know, like we were, and I had friends that were girls, but it wasn't about like, oh, this is my gay best friend. It was just like, let's do drugs together and listen to rock music. You know, it's more
let me paint your nails black.
Yeah, very
what I can do, you know. You know, I mean, initially when I was reading this story to you, your face automatically looked like it was eating itself, or like you smelled a fart. It was like this, like that, you know. And it was just the token aspect of it, that you didn't think that it was just like, you know, okay, I'm gonna go find a friend and I need a GBF because he's gonna do my hair and he's gonna pick out some nice clothes. And just because if you have a gay boy standing next to you, I don't go anywhere with at least 2 gay boys. They make you look good, you know. Little different. I'm not a straight girl, so I get the difference, you know. But look at it as just like in a juvenile kind of way, you know. Everybody should have a gay best friend. That's it.
Well, it's also like do you pick your friends based on what they can offer you?
Of course I do. I mean, no, never.
And not all gays are good at fashion.
I know.
I mean, you've walked around Wilton Manor.
I know.
It's a lot of cargo shorts and a lot of flip-flops.
There are. I know. I mistake them for lesbians all the time. It happens. Next, speaking of lesbians, Elvira is an LGBTQ plus icon. Not only is she the mistress of darkness, but recently on Twitter, she proved she's also the mistress of shade. Twitter user @CenterLeftyPOV posted a version of the cafeteria map from Mean Girls, but with celebrities placed at the tables. One table included Elvira, Mariah Carey, and Christian Walker. Elvira saw the meme and replied with a picture of her and Mariah together and the caption, quote, "You can't sit with us," which is a line from Mean Girls. Just for clarity, she also tweeted, quote, "especially at Christian Walker." Another Mean Girls line. I love it. Followed by a puking emoji. Gay Twitter absolutely loved it, of course. Kiki number 4, Elvira proves she's the mistress of shade. What are we all talking about?
So Elvira is everything. I mean, I remember being little and watching that movie and just thinking she was the coolest person ever.
Wow. Yeah, but she
and
was
I still think so. I still think so.
But you as a goth kid, Elvira must have been like the queen of the goth kids. I mean, think about it. It's like, you know, so
absolutely.
She was beautiful. She was sexy. She was scary. Oh, you wanted to be her friend. But if you saw her in a dark alley, you might also run the other way.
She didn't take shit from anyone.
She didn't take shit from anybody. And look, now, you know, do I wish that she came out sooner? You know, and does it kind of break my heart that for all those years, she was such a conduit between LGBTQ plus and normal world and always standing up for us. And all that time she was in the closet herself. Yeah. You know, so she comes out recently, about a year ago or something like that. And she even admits to losing a lot of straight white men as fans. You know, I mean, who cares? It was going to happen. And so now with things like this online, she's like, I'm part of the community. I'm supporting. That's it. You know, I'll sit with Mariah Carey, but don't put me with that kid.
Yeah. Who is disgusting. Who is disgusting.
You know, and we've got another story on him. It's, you know, he's thinking of moving down here.
Well, let's see how that goes for him.
He wants to move down here to South Florida. I told him that he could move in next to you.
Oh, really?
What? You said your man said there was an extra room.
Well, we'll have to have him over for
Can you imagine that? That would be a Big Brother that I would watch. I'm
trying to think,
right? Damian Lenore and this kid.
How big is my oven?
Do you remember when he was on Big Brother and he was just like a nasty housemate, like just farting everywhere and saying like awful stories about people? I mean, he didn't win. He wasn't gonna win, of course not.
Wasn't that Todrick Hall?
Oh no, that was Todrick Hall. Oh my goodness. Wow. Whew.
Well,
yeah, I haven't had enough coffee this morning.
Regardless, he's going to come to Florida, and I doubt he will be, if he's going to come and try and hang out in Wilton Manors, I doubt he's going to be welcomed with open arms by the people who are here.
Thank you. He's Herschel Walker's son, and I'm going to be really interested in seeing how people acknowledge him and welcome him. But he has been also saying that he was going to move down here for a while, so I'll believe it when I see it, you know? But again, Florida is very big, very full of hate, and South Florida is dismal. Yeah. So let's see where he goes. It's just like, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see if he gets here, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, but watch out for Elvira. Elvira, why don't you move down here to South Florida and protect us from this fool if he ends up moving down here? I think that'll work.
Absolutely. Now she can stay on my couch whenever she wants.
Okay, see, on your couch.
Open invitation. I'll even give her the bed.
She's like 85. You can't put her on your couch.
I'm sorry, Elvira.
You gotta put her in your bed.
My coffin. You can.
And she would love that. See, that's perfect. Now she's coming for sure. Finally, art can be a fantastic way to make a political statement and entertain. St. Pete artist Chad Mize is using his art to make a statement about Rhonda Santis and his Don't Say Gay bill with some very special stickers. The stickers feature a picture of Rhonda Santis with elephant earrings, colorful makeup, and big beauty pageant hair. The drag version of Ron is named Rhonda Santis. You get it? Rhonda Santis. And she is saying gay, 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 gay. All proceeds from the sales of the sticker go to support Equality Florida, one of the largest LGBTQ plus political activism organizations in the country. You can buy your sticker right now at his website, chizzy.bigcartel.com. That's chizzy.bigcartel.com. We'll put it at the bottom for you, all right? Kiki number 5. I want a Rhonda Santis sticker to support Equality Florida. What are we all talking about?
Well, I love that they're buffooning Rhonda Santis while at the same time providing money to an important
Yes.
cause.
Listen, this would be the only way that Rhonda Santis would be helping us at all.
Tell me she isn't giving Al Bundy as Peg Bundy.
Yes! Look at the picture, folks. Doesn't it look like it really does look like. It really does.
Peg went away.
And left
Al's
the hair.
trying on her wig
And left the
her
hair,
clothes.
and that's how and he tried to do his own makeup, and that's what happened.
Work. We
I love
that.
it.
Absolutely.
I love it. Go get your stickers today. I'm going to get a bunch after the show for sure. So the FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. Hotspots magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 36 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So let's continue to do that. Our next story is Florida's presidential candidate, Ron DeSantis, calls it Don't Say Gay. Fox News and Tucker Carlson, they call it a secret gay agenda. We don't care what they think, so we're taking them both back. Let's play with our great South Florida events in our own The Gay Agenda. First, Propaganda in Lake Worth is a diverse bar that welcomes everyone. They have live music, dark wave disco, fetish nights, hard rock, and of course, drag shows. All summer long, you can catch Work It Wednesdays on the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of the month. This is the longest running drag show in all Palm Beach County and is hosted by the amazing and beautiful Rianna Petrone. This past week, Damien's mom and Nicole T. Phillips were the guests, and you'll always find amazing queens there every week. Go to happeningout.com, select the gay agenda, and search Propaganda for more information. What do we love about this?
So it's a great show. Rihanna is my drag sister.
She is. I love Rihanna.
Yeah, Rihanna's amazing. She always puts on a great show, and it's a really cool bar. It's kind of like an alternative rock bar. The inside is really edgy and cool, and like for anybody that used to go to local rock shows and stuff like that, it has that like nostalgic grunge vibe, stickers and murals on the wall and everything like that.
I love that. So like
it's
a dirty
really cool.
dive bar, but like rocky.
But like
Not dirty,
yeah.
like a rock bar.
Yeah.
So it's not just a gay place.
No, it's like everyone
It's like an
place, but
everyone
it's an
place.
alternative kind of crowd that goes there.
I love that.
It's really cool.
I love that. And I love that we've been spotlighting a lot more of these places, of these local places that are not just gay places. They're open to everyone, they welcome everyone, and they want a little piece of everyone. I think they're pretty smart if you really think about it. I mean, duh.
It's stupid to limit your business to one certain type of person.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. I love this. And we love Rihanna, we love Velvet, and they've been doing this for a bit. And by what I see, all the incredible queens go up there and do it. So make sure that you go and support. Check it out. So next, I love my gay boys, but let's face it. Let's face it, the ladies catch my attention too. This Saturday, August 6th from 3:30 to 8 p.m., the Key Club is headed back to the Eagle in Wilton Manors for yet another ladies' afternoon out. This week, they'll be featuring my girl, our friend, DJ Nena, and live rock music by Signal 2. There are drink specials available, and all the sexy ladies will be there. Go to happeningout.com, select the gay agenda, and search Key Club for more. What do we love about this?
Well, I love that the Eagle is continually providing spaces for women in our community.
It just, and it flows off your tongue so like nice and smooth. That's not a common thing.
Yeah.
It really isn't, Damien.
No.
And when you think of, if I would have thought of another place on Wilton that would have catered to the women before Eagle. And that's my bad for thinking that way, right? That's my limiting bad for sure. Because when you think because Eagle is a leather bar.
Yeah.
And so when you think of a leather bar, a boy leather bar, you think of bears, you think of, you don't think of girls being there. And now, mind you, after Stonewall Pride, what girl was at the Eagle being flogged? Me. this girl. I couldn't have been happier, but that's me, you know? So for them to open up their doors and do it again, because now they've been doing it a couple months in a row. So the ladies, it's such a beautiful thing. And the girls are showing up and enjoying their time. We finally made it to that back room.
Absolutely.
You find out for yourself, all right? Mm-hmm. Next, SunServe is one of the most important community resources here in South Florida. On Wednesday, August 24th, SunServe is hosting a special back-to-school event at the Center for Spiritual Living. They'll be helping LGBTQ plus students and their parents with how to navigate going back to school with Don't Say Gay, as well as handing out backpacks of school supplies. If you want to support, you can go to sunserve.org/give. Go to happeningout.com, select the gay agenda, and search SunServe for more information. What do we love about this?
Well, SunServe is amazing. They're always working so hard for so many good causes.
They really are. Right now, they're trying to get the boys vaccinated for monkeypox and stuff like that. They're always helping LGBTQ plus youth and seniors with mental health issues, and they do a whole lot more. So the fact that now they're helping students with going back to school, it's incredible. I mean, and like I was telling you before the show, if I was a parent, like, how do you know how to navigate your school, your kid going to school? Down here in South Florida, people start school like in about 10 days or something like that. Yeah. So it's right around the corner, you know, like, what do you know? Like, you know, and how about if your kid is queer? How about if your kid is not queer? You know, just to know what is going on.
Well, everything is very new. This just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And not even just families and children who are part of the LGBTQ plus community. It's super important for them to be given counseling and education on how to navigate this new, really, what's the word? It starts with an R. Restrictive new stuff that's
policies.
Going on.
Yeah,
policies.
yeah.
There we go. See, I guess I do need more coffee. But even like cisgender heterosexual parents and kids, you know, to be given education on our community and stuff like that before they go back into that school, it's going to make it harder for all of these new restrictive policies to demonize us and make us look like monsters.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's a way to break the cycle completely, you know, and straight kids have gay friends as, you know, as students. So it's good for the hetero parent to also be educated and know what to do.
And even if they don't have gay friends or queer friends or trans friends or friends that are part of our community, it's still important for them to be taught that we're not enemies, we're not monsters, we're not there to...
We're human.
Yeah. We're just people.
We're just people, just a little bit more fabulous. Yeah. That's it. Next, we do that again. Next, Casa Falls is a classic play, the story of two older gentlemen who run a nightclub while one of them is a star drag queen. It was made into the memorable movie The Birdcage, featuring Nathan Lane and Robin Williams. Oh, I miss Robin Williams. Weekends through September, Barkley Performing Arts will be presenting their rendition of Casa Falls at Delray Beach Playhouse. The show will feature music by a live house band and all of the excitement of a large theatrical production. So go to happeningout.com, select the gay agenda, and search La Cage for more. What do we love about this?
I mean, I love that movie, The Birdcage. I love live theater. And I'm hoping someday that's going to be my life, having a nightclub. So I would love to go.
And then you would be the main performer.
Oh, absolutely.
And then your boo is backstage just counting all the money.
And putting up with my temper tantrums.
And dealing with your temper tantrums. And telling all the girls, your wig is crooked.
Uh-oh.
You're not wearing those shoes. Can you see your boo do that? I could totally see.
Oh, he don't miss a beat.
He don't. He don't. I'm saying, like, have you ever seen Damien? I know Damien has a partner. I know. We don't think about that often, but he does have a partner. And he is the most adorable kid you've ever seen in your life. He's just handsome, curly hair, and he just talks to you and his hair goes like this. And he's just like, and it goes in slow motion.
Very that.
Very that!
Unless he's walking, because if he's walking, forget it. You have to run to catch up.
Or unless he's mad, then it's a whole other thing that you don't ever want to see.
You don't want to see that.
You don't want to see that. Anyway, go check out Casa Falls. You won't regret it. Finally, Damien, I know that you're big on Instagram, and I love posting pictures there myself too. But what do you do when you've taken pictures all over town and you want to take different pictures, like with dinosaurs or zombies or flying through the sky? Well, you should visit the Museum of Illusions in Miami. The museum features amazing pieces of art that create 3D illusions perfect for that fantasy photo. Want something a little more hands-on? They also have a smash room where you can vent your frustrations. They provide glass plates that you can write or draw on them to smash them on the floor, throw them at targets, whatever you want to do to relieve your stress. Go to happeningout.com, select the gay agenda, and search illusions for more. What do we love about this?
Well, I love a moment to live a fantasy in real life. Yeah. And to smash things.
And to smash things.
And not get in trouble for it.
And not get in trouble for it.
It's like these things are here for you to smash.
Like for real? Like I can throw this plate at somebody? Like how cool is that? Right?
I wonder if they make you wear hard hats when you're in there.
They probably do, but it's probably like pink and bedazzled, and that's okay.
Something fierce.
Yeah, or I'll bring my own hard hat. I have one somewhere, something like that. I don't know, but I want to do this. I think this is fun, and we have so many frustrations that are hard to get out. Okay, so go to the smash room or have sex, and if the person that you want to have sex with is not available or they have COVID or something, then go to the smash room. See?
Or just have sex in the smash room.
Or have sex in the smash room. An extra charge.
Oh.
But it's a way for the museum to make some money. I'm looking out for you guys.
Smashing in the smash.
I'm just saying. So I went to a target practice once, and they let you put like different names and pictures up on the targets. So I started putting like my ex's names. I started putting certain presidents' names. You know, so this will be a good way to do that. Like maybe you got some things that you haven't worked through with an ex. You know?
Or an employer, a former employer.
Or an employer.
Or a current employer.
Or a current employer. We're going to need a lot of plates. We'll be there. We'll be there.
It'll boost money.
You can see rich content on all these events at happeningout.com and click the gay agenda in the menu. Well, that's it. That's what we will all be talking about this weekend, the events that we want to attend. Damien, what do you got coming up next weekend? This coming weekend?
I think I have like a chill weekend actually this weekend.
Really? That's awesome. When does that happen?
Never. Never.
So you'll be seeing Damien on his Instagram posting a lot of fire stuff. That's what he likes to do on his off time, just burn people or burn himself or something like that. I don't know. Usually
my beard or my eyebrows, you know.
He's got no eyebrows. Like, look, those are not real eyebrows. You see? He burns them constantly, but it helps with the nose hair, so I guess it's okay.
You know, listen, it's a balancing, it's a tightrope walk.
I gotta thank Damien for getting up early for the FayWhat show. And remember to make sure to follow him on Instagram at Return of Babylon. I know how hard it is for you in the morning because gay boys sleep late. I love you, Papa.
I love you too.
So did you know the Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square? That also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast their Sunday service every week to more than 30,000 people at 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
I'm Gabe Salazar, Artistic Director of the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
At the FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are important to our LGBTQ plus community. You comfortable? You're good, right? Okay. Everything is fine. All right. Girl, stop it. All right. Shasta Mcnasty is on the FayWhat show. So let's welcome my girl, South Florida drag activist Shasta Mcnasty. She works with the Federation of Families right here in Broward County as a peer specialist working with people who have mental health and substance abuse disorders, as well as performing around town everywhere, especially at the pub. If you watch her on social media, you'll get tired because she is everywhere, all right? Welcome to the FayWhat show, Shasta Mcnasty.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Mama?
Oh, I'm wonderful. Hot as Hades, but wonderful.
Girl, right? Doesn't it get hotter here every year? Like, is that like something, or is it just that we're getting older in the women years and it's just affecting us?
I don't get older. I don't get older.
You don't?
No, I just get finer.
You just get, it must be that olive olay or whatever that shit you're using on your face. It's working.
It is.
I love you, Shasta. I think that you're such a genuine, real girl. And I just having conversations with you, I fell for your humor. I fell for your personality. I fell for your realness. to be completely honest. So I've been trying to get you in bed for a while.
Ooh,
Yeah. And I've seen Shasta at a drag, and she's a very pretty boy too.
Oh, stop.
So let's talk about your name, because you and I both know that Shasta Mcnasty was also an American sitcom back in the day on UPN that I think had like one season or some shit. Back in the 90s, but that's not where you got your name from.
It is not where I got my name from. I actually didn't even know about the show until later on, probably, I don't know, about 10 years after, and somebody's like, is that where you got it from? I'm like, no. So I got it from actually my ex-husband that I was with, who is, passed on. Mm-hmm. He named me. We went just out one night. My original drag name was Winona Jugs. I had long red hair and huge bazongas, like just huge. And that didn't stick well. So he was like, yeah, Shasta Mcnasty. And it just came out of nowhere because it's like the cheap soda.
I love that. I didn't even think about that.
Fun, flavorful, and cheap.
Fun, flavorful, and cheap. That right there encompasses you right there, right?
Yeah, all of it. And they tend to spell it wrong, though. So I always have to tell people,
I-E.
It sounds trashy, but it's spelled classy with an I-E, not a Y.
Got it, I-E. So make sure that you get that right. Shasta, you're from Missouri, right?
Kansas City.
Did I say that right? Missouri.
Missouri.
Everybody says that shit wrong. Missouri. Paint a picture of Kansas City, Missouri. Growing up LGBTQ+.
It was something that wasn't very popular. It was something that in my, time frame that you didn't see very often. I remember being in the back of my uncle's car on our way out going hunting when Ellen came out and it was all over the radio. And I was cringing because I'm like, oh no, I thought they knew all of a sudden. So it wasn't something I personally was around. Mm-hmm. We were mid-city is what I like to call it, because country was one way and the city was the other way, but we were right in the middle. So for me, it wasn't always there. But when I turned 17 and I found, gay pride in Kansas City, the festival.
They have a gay pride in Kansas City, really?
It is so huge, so huge. It's always the first weekend of June. Friday night, they do a street blast and they block off a street downtown, like 3 blocks long, have a stage, everything. The next night we do at a war memorial. It's called Liberty Memorial. They go and they rent out the whole yard, and the next 2 nights and days, that's where it's at.
See, there's a pride even in Kansas City. How dope is that? And for all those people that say that there's too many prides, no, those are the prides that give somebody an inspiration to be their true, authentic self, like what happened with you.
Exactly, and that's exactly where my thought of being in drag came from too. I looked up, I seen these 2 phenomenal drag queens on stage, and I followed them from there on out, and I was like, I looked up there and I said, that's gonna be me one day.
Wow. And it is.
My first drag goal came through last year when I was crowned Miss Stonewall 2021.
Wait a minute. So that was your first crown?
That was my first official crown.
Shut up.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my
I've won
God.
things like Miss White Trash, Miss Trailer Park. I've done those in Topeka.
I won that one too. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they came with pretty bracelets and everything.
And that was it. They glowed in the dark and then they stopped after the first night. That's how cheap that was.
Yes.
Miss Stonewall 2021. Wow, what a crazy year that was. And definitely you did not act how that being like your first official crown or your first official pageant, because you were a rock star. You are a rock star, Mama. How was wearing that crown during such a tough situation? Now, folks at home, if you don't know what happened, back in 2021, we had a Stonewall parade, which was super huge, was supposed to be super huge. And we had an unfortunate accident where 2 folks lost their lives. And because of that, we weren't able to have the parade that we had been planning for almost a year for. Out of respect, out of so many different reasons, of course, because of that casualty. So you weren't able to wear your crown down the parade that year?
Not in the parade, no, but I had to keep going with my duties as far as that, and went and, did the rest of the shows that I had to do. I think the biggest thing with that, in my opinion, was that people were jumping to such conclusions, which I understand because our community has been targeted, quote unquote, targeted or under attack for so long that something like that happens. But it's always about get your facts right before you announce things. So.
Yeah. But you know what it is, Shasta, is that we live in fear, Mama. We live in fear. So we would take, so people said it was a terrorist attack. We're under attack. They're coming for us. The Proud Boys. Everybody started making all these crazy assumptions, and that's what they were assumptions. But because we're so attacked every day by bills, by Republicans, by freaking everyone, we don't think it's a positive thing. We're constantly like, okay, we're under attack again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's what happens, I love you for a lot of different reasons, but one of the main reasons that I really simply adore you is because we're both in recovery, right?
Absolutely.
And we have both decided to be open about our recovery. And most 12-step programs have anonymous at the end of it, But for you and I, it's not. We respect other people's anonymity.
Absolutely.
But we are out and proud about our recovery.
Yeah.
I know why I am. Why are you?
I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my recovery. If it wasn't for the choice that I made to change my life to better, to have a better quality of life, then I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I choose to stand where I do, as people would say, not on a soapbox, but on my platform as an entertainer, because unfortunately our community is known a lot for drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
And I just need people to know that that doesn't have to be it. You can still reach your goals and your dreams without the drugs and alcohol. You can still be a phenomenal entertainer. You can still be a beautiful gal that's sitting next to me.
Thank you, Mama.
Without all of that. You can still have fun. You can still be yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a never-ending journey.
But it takes some work, Shasta.
does.
You
You
don't just
have
get
to.
to say, hey, I'm still going to be part of this community and you guys get to drink and do your drugs around me and I'm going to be okay. That's not true. It takes work.
It does. It takes a lot.
When I first came out, because it sure feels like coming out when you recover, because all your friends are still drinking and drugging. So you have to make choices as to cut some of your friends off. These are your chosen family that you are now saying, I can't be around you because I got to stay sober.
Yeah.
That first year, I didn't really go out because I wasn't prepared to be around these same people that I knew were going to be drinking and having a great time on their own, and I wasn't going to be able to be there yet.
I did the exact same thing. I didn't go out, and I had just moved down here about a year before I chose to go into recovery. So
you had another year of partying.
I found out what the drive was all about. I worked on the drive. I found the back scenes of the drive, everything that you need to find in those times. I found it and I went with it. And, I realized that that's not what I want in my life. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
So I did. I stayed away. But can I please tell you, this is the best part of it. I disappeared from the scene for a year. But I was still a boy, never did drag, nothing. I'm still a boy, but anyways, you understand. But I was there so often that I got to know people. Plus, I was working at a restaurant on the drive. People knew me from there. So when I disappeared for a year, I don't know if we had Facebook or MySpace. Don't date myself. But, right.
Top eight.
Either one we had at the time, people were actually following me and they seen. And the first time that I decided to go out, I actually went, I don't know if I can name drop. But
Please, go right ahead.
I went to Hunter's Nightclub,
Love
which is
Hunter's.
also a big supporter of myself and my career. And that's my family. And Diego, the bartender, they're also there to support the community. And when they do that, it brings more life and light, and it lets you know that, again, being sober or clean is not the end of the world.
It's not. It's not.
It's a better start to your life.
But it takes some time. It took that year away from the drive, and during that year were you like, I want to bring Shasta, I want to come back, or were you not even thinking about that yet?
I hadn't thought about that yet. And if you want to know, my first time in drag, actually, that I did again after I got sober was at the church. And it was a thing that we call Miss Florida Roundup.
Yes, okay.
And we do Florida Roundup every year. And that was the first year I did it. And I did it for 4 more years. And this last year, I am now the current reigning Miss Florida Roundup.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Yes. It's a sober pageant it's a fundraising pageant. We get together for different places and raise money for our roundup that we have here in Florida.
I love the roundup. You got to look that up if you're in recovery. Were you were doing drag before you got clean, Shasta?
This is gonna make me seem like an old lady now, but yes, I was. I did. It was the drugs and alcohol that held her together for a long time. No joke. I've been doing drag for about 17 years altogether.
And you still got that fresh skin like that? You sure?
That's that Midwestern skin.
It must be, because I mean, shit, I don't see no lines or anything like you got a facelift, girl, but okay, I'll believe you.
A little bit of Botox, I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, a lot of Botox here.
Honest program.
What was your bottom Shasta, what was it? Where you were like, that's it, I can't no more. Like, this has just gone way too freaking far.
I've had so many bottoms, and I think that, you know,
Sorry.
Yeah, considering I am a top, but my biggest bottom was that I was in a very unhealthy relationship with a man, of course, with domestic violence, emotional, mental violence, and I was walking the streets down here in Dania Beach, actually, and I just decided that, you know, enough is enough. I'm alone. I'm 1,500 miles away from home. I can call and talk to my family, but I can't see my family. They were not there to enable me anymore. Not that they always did, but, you know, your family tries the hardest, I think, sometimes to
overlook how bad things are sometimes, I think.
Absolutely. And that was the time. And I'll tell you, the first one that sparked it to get me to move down here was I was actually running for Miss Kansas City Gay Pride. And I found out that 2 of the other girls dropped out of the pageant. I was the only one that was supposed to show up. I could have just walked in and won the crown. And I had what I call my Aubrey Hepburn moment. And I sat in front of my vanity, painted to the gods, ready to go. And I just looked at myself and was like, what am I doing with my life? And just cried because I'd spent the whole night before stoning and getting high. And so I made it all the way to the parking lot of the pageant, and I couldn't go in because I didn't want to represent myself anymore like that, or my community. And that was, like I said, a dream of mine, was to be Miss Kansas City Gay Pride, and that is what it took for me to kick myself in the butt.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and then you came here.
And then I came here.
Do you think is that why you're single, Shasta?
Oh, no.
No? Why are you single? Because it's hard to date you?
It is.
I was expecting, no, girl, I'm like so sweet. No.
Oh, no. It is because I am so busy sometimes, you know, but I haven't understood with guys what it is about them that dating a female impersonator or drag queen, however you want to refer to it, is so hard for them. You know, I've been with somebody for a while, and then I finally told them, okay, well, I have a show to do, because I didn't used to be so popular. And they're like, a show? And I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, okay. How
about me?
Bye.
Yeah, what about me?
They're like, I don't want any part of it. If I'm dating you, I want you to support me, but that doesn't mean that you have to be there. That doesn't mean that you have to carry my stuff, even though it would be lovely. And that doesn't mean that, you know, you have to be in the show or a part of the show.
Exactly.
I want you to love me for me.
And support me and coexist. You know, like when I got married, everybody was like, oh, are you going to say she's your best friend in your nuptials? Or no, she completes you. No, she doesn't complete me. I'm all complete, all by myself. Right. Together, we get to be a power couple, and that's what you deserve.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you will find. Watch. In a couple of months, you're going to be like, Faye, he showed up. He's carrying my shit and everything.
I live for that.
So, you know, you're at Alibi. You're at Hunters. You are at Pub. You're freaking everywhere. Do you remember the first time you and I met?
Oh, my gosh.
So we were in the conference room at SunServe.
At SunServe.
We were at the conference room at SunServe, and I was scared shitless because I was going to be put in drag, and I was going to have to sing. I was going to have to lip sync with Tony Lima over at Hunters, when we were going to lip sync for our lives. And you lent me makeup. You made Tony sort of pretty. You know, like, I mean, and you were so humble that I was like, that's Shasta? And you were just there in your pantyhose, like running around like, hey girl, hey, like nothing, you know, like you are who you are. Do you let anybody make you be any different? It doesn't strike me like as you do. I don't. It's taken a long time for me to be who I am, to know who I am, and to love who I am. And I put a lot of work into it. And there's nobody that I feel is going to ever stop me from doing that. Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think so either. Even when I'll tell you, even when I started getting sober, my own mother, she was like, well, aren't you going to change your drag name? And I said, why would I do that? And she said, because it mixes with your using. And I said, but also so does my story. Because if it wasn't for what I have done in the past, I couldn't be who I am today. Completely. You know, and I'm a firm believer, Shasta, that silence kills. Yeah. Silence kills. Absolutely. You know, I refuse to hide that part of me, you know, and every once in a while I'll get a messenger from someone, hey, my friend needs help. Yep. or I think my sister is, or what can I do? And I live for those moments, because those are moments that I get to refer someone to an organization like the one you work for, or I get to refer them to SunServe, or I get to refer them to AA, whatever. And even if that seed is planted,
It's about the seed.
It's all about the freaking seed. If they don't even go, if they do nothing with it, and then in a month come back and go get that information and go follow up, I did my job and I get to stay sober one more day.
That's it.
You know?
We gotta share the message.
And we gotta share the message. We did a Drag the Vote event a couple of weeks back.
Yes, that was so much fun.
That was so much fun. It was like the who's who of drag queens. Like, it was just incredible. You know, it was Kitty Meow, it was Shasta, it was Erica Norell, it was Misty Eyes, it was Velvet Lenore. I mean, it was like bam, 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 you know? And you bitch, Lady Marissa, oh God, I love that woman.
That's my sister.
She's
my sister.
so talented.
She's everything. Everything that she had on from head to toe, she made.
She made. Oh, look up Lady Marissa. Look her up on social media. She does a Joan Rivers that will blow you away. If you are a fan at all, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like,
I watched it over and over and over and over and over.
Incredible. So, you know, we're there in this hotel ballroom and we're just basically like just screaming to people like, hey, get the word out. You know, early voting is coming up in August down here in South Florida. We've got to get people to vote in midterms, and it's scary times for our community, you know? How important is it for us to get out there and vote?
You know, it's kind of like what I said there is our LGBTQ community is in danger. We're almost becoming endangered species. Isn't that crazy?
Take a picture of us. We might not be here long.
Right, because, our rights are being taken away a day at a time, every single day.
A little bit, like they're chiseling away at it.
And it's like the world is going backwards. You know, we fought for so long to have the rights that we have, to be able to be free, to be out in the open, to love people that we want to love. And we threw the first brick, and it feels like we're coming right back to do it again.
Well, and I think that's why these midterm elections are so important. Like, so many of our community will go, okay, now we got to vote in the presidential, but like we've been overlooking the local representatives, and and then they've sneaked them all in. And now we're like, how'd this happen? What do you mean? Yeah. Because you weren't voting in those critical elections back then. Those fools have slipped right in like snakes.
Exactly.
And here we are.
And they've had the smaller houses build the bigger houses to build the big house. That's how that works.
And the threats keep coming. We had this Drag the Vote event. And it was in Fort Lauderdale at a beautiful hotel. And there was a threat. There was like someone, people that were talking crap saying that they would crash it. This is the world that we live in now. Last week, our governor decided to go after our house, which is also a very prominent drag place, a restaurant, a brunch place in Miami, now saying that like it's sexualizing to have kids at a drag show. And they're showing a beautiful drag queen dancing with a little 8-year-old, I mean.
Having the time of their life.
Having the time of their lives.
Let's remind that. Let's take away that joy, right? Because they're trying to make it something ugly.
They're making it sexual. It's not sexual.
What part of dancing is with someone is sexual? I mean, I have been to I've done, storybook time. I love storybook time. Doing storybook time, I did it in Miami at the museum.
Oh.
It was so stunning. And you know what we did at the end of it? We had a band. And you know what the band did? They played music. And we danced.
And you danced.
I danced with 20 plus children because it brought them joy and laughter.
Yeah.
Not anything malicious, not anything sexual. I don't even understand. I can't even really wrap my head around why people would think that it is something that, but let's go throw kids in a church with priests.
Right, and don't get us started there with the priest, right? Because then that's a whole other show right there,
That's a whole. Here's the evidence. You got the receipts, honey.
Someone can't even dress like one of those little boys that carry the stuff without all of us going, right? Altar boys. See, it's crazy. It's crazy how that is. You were telling me about your niece, right? Is it your niece that's the baby?
Oh gosh, she's not anymore. I have great nieces and nephews now.
Great niece. You didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that.
Niece. There's a beautiful picture of you with a niece with a baby on your social media, and you are in full drag, looking stunning.
And she's looking up at me with a smile.
Like, wow.
as I'm holding her.
You're so beautiful.
And then, of course, it doesn't show in the photograph, but after that, I broke down in tears because my family has been, you know, I'm very, very lucky and very fortunate that my family has accepted me for who I am, including Shasta. I just recently had my sister and my nieces come down, the mother of the one you're speaking of. They got the first time come down to Florida since I've been here. I had a debut of one of my shows. They got to be there. And one of my nieces, she had never seen me perform, but my sister and my other niece had.
Wow.
And so to have my family there with me and like supporting me, like that is one of the best feelings that you can ever have.
Oh, that's beautiful. So if you go to Shasta's social media and you see this beautiful picture of her with this beautiful child, if you see anything sexy about it, there's really something wrong with you. There just is nothing sexual about that. There just isn't.
Not even.
I can't believe that you have a day job and all this other stuff. Yeah. I'm just still like mortified because I don't have time to do my toenails. Look, I have a Band-Aid on my freaking pinky if I don't have time to do crap. And Shasta has like 18 jobs and like a full-time job. Holy crap. Tell me about your day job. Tell me about how important that job is. You started at SunServe, right?
I did.
Which we love SunServe. Hi, SunServe, for all you do.
SunServe, yes, absolutely. I had a wonderful supervisor at SunServe that hired me on there. In the SUD department, which is this substance use disorders. And I learned a lot and I got my certification. So I'm now a peer specialist, a substance use disorder peer specialist. And peer specialists are becoming a little more popular within everything. They're putting them in hospitals now and mental health hospitals. The VA uses them. And what we are is we're an emotional support. We're an emotional and mental support for people that may not have that. Yeah. They don't have that support. They don't have somebody that they can talk to. So we're there for them. We also offer a lot of linkage and communication to the community and ways that they can help. We help them get a better quality of life. And I say that a lot because that is something that has been very strong within myself is getting a better quality of life. I mean, I used to think I had the best quality of life until I found a better quality of life.
Yes. Of course.
You know, and to be able to help people as they start on their journey. I specifically at South Florida Wellness Network is where I work. We specifically deal with people with mental health and substance use disorders. And the best part is that everyone from the president of the non-for-profit all the way down to the littlest of us of all, we have all been through our own recovery of either mental or substance use disorder.
Wow. You know, that's so important, Shasta. Like, it's so important. Like, AA it's meetings and it's fellowship. And I've always said that, I knew I had a problem. AA got me there, but the fellowship kept me there, right? Exactly. And as a peer, how would you call it? Peer specialist? Would that be what it is? Yeah. You are that fellowship. You know, a lot of people get scared of 12-step programs because they include God. You know, there are also 12-step programs that don't include God, but I get the fear, especially in LGBTQ.
Exactly. And that's something else that we actually offer is we offer harm reduction. We don't just say, you have to go here, you need to go here. No, because, as much as I don't like to say it because it's helped me, but there are other ways besides NA and AA. And sometimes they don't work for people. Yeah. Because not everyone is the same.
No, not everyone is the same. Exactly. Well, where that worked for us, but it's like you said, it's not everybody's path, and that's okay. We just want you to find help, whatever the help is, to have that better quality of life that you're saying, because like for me, Shasta, like I could never imagine getting on a stage without at least 4 shots.
Real same.
It just wasn't. And I was like, I'm not funny without some booze, right? I can't talk to these freaking crazy queers sober.
I would do, as I'm putting on my makeup, I'd go through about a fifth of E&J brandy, doing shots of that and Dr. Pepper before I'd even get my face done.
It was in my coffee with like 3 other shots right next to it because in my mind, I couldn't function. So it's just telling you that if you have a problem, there is a chance of a better quality of life out there.
And there's always hope. Don't give up. There's always hope, and there's always somebody there to support you or to help you, even if it's just a simple phone call. We also have, at South Florida Wellness Network, we have a crisis line, because BSO sometimes does not know how to deal with people that they go to and maybe they have mental health issues or they have substance use disorders. You know, a lot of times deputies' first thing is to let's arrest them and take them to jail.
Yeah.
Well, they sit in jail for 36 hours, they get out, and then they get to go right back to where they were. So the program that we're involved in, or that we've invented, I guess you would say, Mr. John Glover is one of my supervisors. He has made it to where we get a call and we go out there and we offer them support at that time. Is it something that you're interested in, maybe going to get help? And we send them to places like the Respite, or we send them to a place called Bark IRT for detox, you know, and we're that little middle person. And we're making that little by little. We have it up north right now in Pompano area, and we're bringing it down a little bit more. And with me as I like to say, their token gay at South Florida Wellness Network, I've been, you know, a lot more about let's be more involved with Wilton Manors. Let's be more involved with more of the South side of where we're at.
Yeah.
I said, because, you know, they were even in the parade this year.
I saw.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have an interesting relationship with police. You know that, you know, especially our trans brothers and sisters. And so it's one of those things where it's like education is key. Education is key, you know, and now you're working on that, on getting on, because it's, you know, again, just giving the benefit of the doubt to the cops. I know that we've all had our encounters, but, you know, they're not trained to deal with all the different spectrum of people that are on this earth,
Absolutely.
you know, from mental health to, you know, to drug addiction to, you know, I mean, you know, I've gotten stopped with, you know, with a drag queen in the car, and that's always an interesting conversation, you know, with the cop, because it's like, well, you two step out the car. Oh, shit, you know.
Please don't check my license.
Please don't check my license, you know. But education is key, dealing with BSOs and letting them know, you know, explaining to them, or maybe certain warning signs that they could look out for before they just automatically throw somebody in jail.
Yeah. And that's something else too that they've started there at South Florida Wellness, is they actually go to BSO or different places, and they have them come and they offer classes now where they're training them on better ways to deal with people with mental health issues. They're also expressing to them, you know, this is my run-ins, because in my sobriety days, in the before sobriety days, you know, having run-ins with the cops, you know, it was take them to jail. It was not like what's going on, what's happening. That's what they're trained to do. So it's not completely you know, we're not blaming faults here. We're not putting people on blast, but it gives us a chance to let the cops know this was our interaction and it was not great. Yeah. Maybe if you did something a little bit differently, or took that half a second, this could turn out completely different.
Completely. Shasta, thank you so much for being on my show today.
Thanks for having me.
I love you. I think you're just such an authentic, genuine person, and I just love your story. I love that you shine, and every time I see you, you seem to be shining brighter. And those are the gifts. That's the promises right there, bitch.
Absolutely.
Right?
That is it.
Right? For those who know.
Right.
For those who know.
For those who know.
Tell people where they can see you. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
You have a party that I think you do once a month or something like that.
I do. At Pub on the Drive, I do a thing on Saturday nights called Shasta's Shakedown. It's normally once a month. My next show is on August the 6th at 10 p.m. So please come by and say hey.
Say hey, say hi.
Say hey. And then I also do once a month at the Pub on the Drive. I do a brunch called Dragonet Brunch. Nice. So we do a bit of a variety show. So it's not just queens. I try to get live singers and dancers and different things to come in from 2 to 4. And we just have a good time. I love that. You know, have a good time.
I love that. And that's what it's all about.
And
we need to have a good time.
Too, so,
and it's pageant season. You know that I'm one of the judges for Miss Florida. Just saying. You know.
Oh, hey, girl.
I love you so much,
I'm doing Miss Pub at Large.
Yeah?
That's on August 25th, which is actually prelim to Miss Florida at Large, which is what I did last year as well. So.
Oh, well, look out for Shasta, because she's taking over the world, guys. She's coming for you. All right, make sure that you follow her on all social media. All the information is there on your screen. I love you, Shasta. We'll be boogieing out on the drive real soon. You know that.
Better.
All right.
We better.
I love you, girl. Thank you.
I love you.
Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it FAY What's on My Mind. So over the weekend, I went to a friend's house. It was me, my wife, my gay boy, of course, because I don't go anywhere without at least 2 gay boys, I told you. My friend, her mom, and my friend's brats. I mean, kids, right? And they're about 10 to 12 years old. They're about, I don't know anything about kids' ages. They're about this high, all right? Something like that. So anyway, we were having lunch, and one of the kids says, "What does LGBTQ mean, mommy?" She just frankly tells her mommy that, right? So my friend, her mom, the kid's abuela, right? She says, "Oh, she doesn't need to know about that." My friend and ally looks at her and says, "Mamita, the L is for lesbian, which is romantic love between 2 women. The G is for gay, which is romantic love between 2 men. B is for bi, which is when someone has romantic love for men and women. The Q is for questioning queer, which is when someone understands that they are not hetero. And the T is for when someone transitions from one gender so they get to live their true form and be true to their heart. All of this is about love and how people find love in the world and how people love themselves for who they are." Her daughter, Ali, looked super big and said, "Wow, mommy, that's really beautiful." So the moral of the story is that this is how we break the unhealthy cycles in families. Talk to your children and break old stigmas and bad information. I love my friend for being such an awesome parent. I love you, Sammy. So that's it. That's the FayWhat show. I hope that you had fun. I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It often is hard for us girls, but if we believe that we're one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We opened the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's what makes us so strong. Until next Monday at 9 a.m. live, bright and early, or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I am #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina but she's you?
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.